We're back with podcast 4. I got some good feedback from my wife as she said, how can you make it so when you're reading the book on the screen, on the video version, which is posted on YouTube, how can I actually see where you're at? So if you're watching the video version now, you'll see that I have it highlighted where I'm at in the book. And I invite all of you to please give me feedback. We want to make this show the best podcast in the personal development space when it comes to reading and understanding books. So with feedback, improvements are made and we make this better and better. So let's go back to the book. We're on page 21 at the bottom half of the page, and it's highlighted here in blue for those that are watching on the video. Another simple illustration is this. When you say, I do not like mushrooms, and the occasion subsequently comes that you are served mushrooms in sauces or salads, you will get indigestion because your subconscious mind says to you, the boss, your conscious mind, does not like mushrooms. This is an amusing example of the outstanding differences in modes of operation of your conscious and subconscious minds. So if I say I don't like getting cold, what does my subconscious mind hear? It hears I like getting colds. It's interesting. The subconscious mind doesn't understand the negative. For example, if I say to my son when he's going to school, don't forget your homework, his subconscious mind will hear, forget your homework. This is a really important point because when we're giving instructions to our subconscious mind, we want to always do it in the affirmative. In other words, I don't want to say I don't want to get sick this winter. I say I'm going to be healthy this winter because the subconscious can clearly understand with clarity that statement. So we always have to be clear and we always want to be in the affirmative when we're talking. So again, if we say to someone, don't talk to me like that, what their subconscious mind is hearing is, yeah, talk to me more like that. And what typically happens when we say, don't talk to me like that to someone, they end up talking to us like that because we instructed them and their subconscious mind to do so. And therefore, the action follows the subconscious mind. Does this make sense? So we're going to speak in the affirmative moving forward. Okay, let's go back to the book. A woman may say, I wake up at 3 o'clock if I drink coffee at night. And whenever she drinks coffee, her subconscious mind nudges her as if to say, the boss wants to stay awake tonight. Your subconscious mind works 24 hours a day and makes provisions for your benefit, pouring all the fruit of your habitual thinking into your lap. We have a boss, and that boss is our conscious mind, and that conscious mind gives instructions to the subconscious mind. And that boss, whatever it says, the subconscious mind will do. It's as if there is an employer and he's saying to his employee, you need to do this. The employee needs to do that, or else they could potentially get fired. When we give instructions to our subconscious mind, it's going to listen and it's going to do it. And in this case, it's talking about a woman saying, I may wake up at 3 o'clock if I drink coffee at night. She's programming her subconscious mind to believe that. Now, obviously, there is some physiological effect to taking caffeine into your system, but I believe that if someone truly believes that caffeine will not influence their behavior, that they will be able to drink a cup of coffee at nighttime and then they will be able to go to sleep. In fact, if someone says coffee actually helps me go to sleep at night, what do you think is going to happen to that person? If they truly believe that and they give that instruction to their subconscious mind, their subconscious will set their system to a place so that they're able to sleep at night. We have a lot of power, and our power comes from whatever we are willing to give over to our subconscious mind. Again, for the person that says, I get sick 2 times a year, what happens with them? They always get sick 2 times a year because they're programming their subconscious mind and they're believing it. And the subconscious says, sure, you get sick 2 times a year. So again, we want to start programming our mind with what we really want, not what we don't want. So perhaps instead of saying, I get sick 2 times a year, instead of saying that, we start saying to ourselves, I stay healthy throughout the entire winter. Because now we're programming ourselves very differently than what we usually do. Again, in the past, what we would have said was, I get sick. Here we're saying, I am healthy. I stay healthy. My body is filled with good health. We're programming it differently than we have been in the past. And that's the key. So we want to be aware of the things that we're saying out loud and aware of the things that we're thinking on a consistent basis. Again, starting with one small step at a time. Catch yourself once a day. Then you'll catch yourself 2 times a day. And you just slowly practice this. As you get better and better, you'll start to notice some incredible things begin to happen in your life because you're programming the subconscious mind. And then amazingly, things start to actually appear the way you're programming it. Let's go back to the book. How her subconscious responded. A woman wrote me a few months ago as follows. I am 75 years old, a widow with a grown family. I was living alone on a pension. I heard your lectures and on the power of the subconscious mind, wherein you said that ideas could be conveyed to the subconscious mind by repetition, faith, and expectancy. I began to repeat frequently with feeling, I am wanted. I am happily married to a kind, loving, and spiritual minded man. I am secure. I kept doing this many times a day for about 2 weeks. And one day at the corner drugstore, I was introduced to a retired pharmacist. I found him to be kind, understanding, and very religious. He was the perfect answer to my prayer. Within a week, he proposed to me, and now we're on a honeymoon in Europe. I know that the intelligence within my subconscious mind brought both of us together in divine order. Let's discuss this. All this woman did was started saying what she wanted consistently over and over again. Now, she could have very easily, after she said that, I am wanted, I am happily married to a kind, loving, and spiritual minded man, she could have easily said to herself, well, that's not really true. And again, she's giving a completely different message to the subconscious. However, she didn't do that. She kept saying, I am wanted, I am happily married to a kind, loving, and spiritual minded man, I am secure. And she kept doing it over and over and over and over again. And when we do that, we start to get results. Now, here's the thing. We can't figure out when that result will come. The only thing that we have control over is saying the same thing over and over, saying what we want over and over and over. And when a negative belief pops up, we just reverse back to what we want and we say it over and over and over. And the negative thought comes and we reverse it and we say the positive of what we want over and over. It is a practice and it takes time. And we don't know when that thing will come. But if we keep saying what we want and keep envisioning it and keep moving and taking action towards what we want, we will get it over time. Period. Let's use a great example. Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders was an older man when he had this chicken recipe that he thought was delicious. One thing that he kept doing over and over again was he kept saying to himself, I have the best chicken recipe. He had to believe that in order to keep showing up at these different places to trying to sell the recipe. Otherwise, after the 100th time he went, he would have given up and that would have been the end. Think about that for a second. You're selling something, you believe in something, you go to 100 people and all 100 people say no, what would you do? You might give up. He didn't. He kept with it. He kept repeating over and over, I had the best chicken recipe out there. And he kept doing it and he kept taking action. And he kept repeating and taking action. And then ultimately, what came to be was KFC all over the globe. And that all came from a belief and a repetition of a message to his subconscious mind, regardless of what he was experiencing on the outside, which was rejection over and over again. Make sense? Sylvester Stallone is another great example. He writes the movie Rocky. He takes it out and goes to over 1,500 agents who all rejected him, but he believed in his heart. And he kept saying to himself over and over, I've got something here that's incredible. And he kept planting the seed. Now, he could have very easily have said, well, my subconscious mind isn't working and given up, and then there would have been no Rocky movie. But what he did was he kept his belief and he kept his faith by repeating to himself over and over what it is that he knew he had. I have this incredible script. And not only did he have an incredible script, but he wanted to be in that movie. And someone actually offered him money, and he had no money. He had nothing. They offered him money to buy the script, but he couldn't be in it. And he believed in his heart of heart that he needs to be in that movie because he really wrote it for himself. So they offer him the money and he turns them down. And ultimately, they come back and offer him a deal and told him that he would be in it, and that made Sylvester Stallone become who he is today, because he held this faith and he held this belief by repeating over and over to himself what it is that he wanted. He said, "This is one of the best scripts, and I'm gonna star in it, and it's an incredible movie." And he said it over and over to himself because he had to do that. Otherwise, his subconscious mind would have never had him get these ideas to continue on and get the motivation to continue on so that ultimately he would be in the movie. How about Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks Coffee? He went to over 200 investors, and none of them liked the idea of this global coffee house. However, he saw the vision and he kept thinking about it and seeing it and saying it over and over. And his subconscious mind went to work. And ultimately, with persistence and continuation to moving forward with that belief and with that faith and with that programming into the subconscious mind, it became what it is today, which is this global phenomenon, which essentially wherever you go now, there's a Starbucks and you can get a Starbucks coffee. All of these people did the same thing. They programmed themselves to believe and have faith. And the only way that happens is if we keep repeating to our subconscious mind the same thing over and over and over again. Because I guarantee you that if you're not getting results in areas of your life, it is because you are telling yourself over and over, that won't work for me. I've tried that in the past. And your subconscious mind will say to you what it always does: your wish is my command, and you will not get what you want because you're programming yourself, and your faith and belief is in the fact that you will not be able to do it. You have all the power, all the strength. It's right inside. I say it every podcast, and I'm going to say it over and over again, because when we have a belief that we can control our destiny by programming our subconscious mind, by controlling our thoughts, by controlling the words that we're speaking, when we start to practice this and get better and better at it, we will start to get very different results in our life. All right, let's go back to the book. This woman discovered that the treasure house was within her. Her prayer was felt as true in her heart, and her affirmations sank down by osmosis into her subconscious mind, which is the creative medium. The moment she succeeded in bringing about a subjective embodiment, her subconscious mind brought about the answer through the law of attraction. Her deep mind, full of wisdom and intelligence, brought both of them together in divine order. You have this treasure house within you. You may not believe you do. You may tell yourself, no, that's not me. But what you're doing is you're proving that this concept works, because when you give commands in the negative and you experience the negativity, that's showing that this and affirmations and auto suggestion and the words we're programming to our subconscious mind work. So let's use the tool that works to our advantage, not to our detriment. So let's just review this really quick. Here are the steps. Number one, figure out what it is that you want more of in your life. For example, do you want a happy and healthy relationship? Do you want more money? Do you want to have a better job or career or business? Do you want better health and wellness? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to feel better? First, figure out what it is that you want. Then come up with a positive statement or a positive affirmation. And what's an example of a positive affirmation? Well, for your relationship, my relationship gets better and better every day. Our communication gets better every time we see each other. How about money? Money flows to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. How about job or career? I love what I do and I keep moving up within the company. I provide so much value to myself and others. Or what about your business? My business sales increases consistently because I'm always looking, how can I bring more value to the customer? Health and wellness. It is becoming easier and easier for me to put the proper food in my mouth, therefore releasing any unwanted weight. It doesn't matter what it is, just pick one that works for you and make that thing consistent. You're saying it over and over, repeat it over and over and over and over and over. And when you get tired of it and you don't feel like doing it anymore, just keep doing it. Because if you don't do that, again, you're going to do the negative. You're going to start saying, oh, my relationship's so bad. Why does she always say that? Why does he always do this? Money. Oh, I'm always struggling with money. I can never get enough in my account. I wish I had more. I can't go on vacations. You are affirming in the negative consistently. And that is why you're getting the results that you have. I'm not trying to preach here. I'm talking to myself as well, right? I still do this. I'm not perfect, but we've got to catch ourselves so that we can really start to program our subconscious mind with the things that we want. Does that make sense? Great. Okay, let's go back to the book. Be sure that you think on whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good rapport, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. So again, whether you believe in the Bible or you don't believe in the Bible, these are words telling us what it is that we should be doing. We should be focusing on things that are good, things that we want, things that are pure, things that are um, of good rapport. And when we're doing that consistently, that's what we're going to see in our outside world. And when we're not seeing that in our outside world, it's a great indication that we're not thinking in the way that's supporting us. So again, we just flip the switch, and we switch over. All right, let's go back to the book here. Now we're going to summarize some of the key items from that first chapter. Let's summarize. The treasure house is within you. Look within for the answer to your heart's desire. Let's talk about this for a second. The treasure house, the subconscious mind, is within you. Look within for the answer to your heart's desire. Check in with that place that exists within you. It always has the answer. Get yourself into a quiet and peaceful state. Take some deep breaths. Listen to some peaceful music. Take some deep breaths. Get into a calm place. When you're feeling calm, when you're feeling good, ask the question that you're looking for help with and listen. Listen for an answer. If you don't get the answer right away, it's not a problem. Just keep asking for that to come to you easily and effortlessly, and it will, because your subconscious mind will serve up the answer. All right, back to the book. Point number 2. The great secret possessed by the great men of all ages was their ability to contact and release the powers of their subconscious mind. You can do the same. Point 3, your subconscious has the answer to all problems. Let me repeat that. Your subconscious has the answer to all problems. If you suggest to your subconscious prior to sleep, I want to get up at 6 a.m., it will awaken you at that exact time. Let's talk about this for a second. Have you ever been going on vacation and you know you got to get up at 3 a.m. and you say to yourself, I'm going to wake up at 3 a.m. I'm going to wake up before 3 a.m. I'll wake up at 2:45 naturally, and I'm going to have a lot of energy and I'm going to feel really good. If you do that, it will work. How do I know? I've tried it. How do I know? My clients have tried it. Try it for yourself before you go to bed tonight. Pick a time and say, without the alarm, I'm going to wake up at this time, and really believe it. And maybe repeat it to yourself a few more times as you're going off to sleep. And I almost guarantee that when you go to sleep and when you wake up in the morning, you will wake up at the exact time that you said to yourself, because your subconscious mind is very smart. It's handling all these things for us. It certainly could handle waking us up at a specific time if we believe that that will happen. Because if we don't believe it, then we're having thoughts in our head. This is never going to work. It goes into the subconscious mind, and the subconscious says it's never going to work. Okay, great. And then I'm not going to wake you up at that time because it's not going to work. You have all that power that exists right within. Back to the book. Let's go to point 4. Your subconscious mind is the builder of your body and can heal you. Lull yourself to sleep every night with the idea of perfect health and your subconscious being the faithful servant that will obey you. You feel yourself not feeling 100%. You say to yourself, my body is healing easily and effortlessly. It is healthy and abundant with good health. Right? You just keep repeating that over and over, because what normally happens is we'll repeat to ourselves, oh no, I think I'm coming down with something. Oh no, I think I'm getting sick. Oh no. And we repeat it over and over. And what ends up happening is that's exactly what happens. Back to the book. Every thought is a cause and every condition is an effect. Let's discuss that. Our thoughts are unbelievably powerful. Whatever we think is what we will experience in life. Let's have an example here. 2 people own a business. One person thinks to himself, no matter what obstacle gets in my way, I will figure out how to get to the other side of it. That's one person's point of view. The other person's point of view is, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to be able to handle this. I've had obstacles in the past and I never was able to get to the other side of it. Therefore, how would I ever do that in a business? The only difference between those 2 people is the way they're choosing to think. And our thoughts program our subconscious mind, and then our subconscious mind goes to work giving us the results. So the one person, when he runs into an obstacle, will get right past it, or eventually will get past it. And the other person that runs into the obstacle won't, all because of the way that they think. Back to the book. Point 6. If you want to write a book, write a wonderful play, give a better talk to your audience, convey the idea lovingly and feelingly to your subconscious mind, and it will respond accordingly. Let's talk about this. This is a really important paragraph because what it's saying is convey the idea lovingly and feelingly. What does that mean? It means that when we have a specific thought and we attach a positive emotion to it, it's like instead of planting one seed in the subconscious mind, It's taking a handful of seeds and putting it in the subconscious mind. So before I start saying the things that I want to say, it might make sense to get myself feeling really good, right? Take some deep breaths, go for a walk, watch something funny that's going to make you laugh. And then when you're feeling good, instead of planting one seed in your subconscious mind, it's like planting a handful. So really allow that in and plant them all and take advantage by getting yourself to a place where you're feeling good first, then start with those affirmations of what it is that you want. It's like having fertilizer by feeling good in the soil, right? We're putting fertilizer in and it's allowing these seeds to sprout much faster because we're attaching the feeling or the fertilizer to the soil. Okay, back to the book. Point 7. You are like a captain navigating a ship. He must give the right orders, and likewise, you must give the right orders, thoughts, and images to the subconscious mind, which controls and governs all of your experience. I heard this great saying, you can't hire someone to do your push-ups. And it's so true. You can't hire someone to do your thinking for you. You are the one that's in control of it. You're the captain. You're navigating your ship. So you have to give the right orders. Otherwise, you'll give the wrong orders and you'll experience more wrong in your life. So again, this isn't bad or good. This is like having an instruction book finally for how to get better results in your life. And that is to start really paying attention to your thoughts and start shifting them. Let's go to point 8. Never use terms. I can't afford it. I can't do this. Your subconscious mind takes you at your word and sees to it that you do not have the money or the ability to do what you want to do. Affirm, I can do all things through the power of my subconscious mind. I want to say that again. Affirm, I can do all things through the power of my subconscious mind. I want you to think about that for a second. How many times have you said, I can't afford to buy that? I can't do this. I can't. The subconscious mind hears it and says, your wish is my command. By saying this one statement, I can do all things through the power of my subconscious mind, and you say that over and over and over again, what do you think your result's going to be? We already know because we've discussed it, but we've got to practice this. We don't want to read this book and not do it, not practice it. We're reading and we're putting it into practice consistently. You're not going to be perfect at it. Don't worry. We're just going to keep practicing and getting better and better. All right, let's go to point 9. The law of life is the law of belief. The law of life is the law of belief. A belief is a thought in your mind. A belief is a thought in your mind. Do not believe in things to harm or hurt you. Believe in the power of your subconscious to heal, inspire, strengthen, and prosper you. According to your belief, it is done unto you. Let's talk about that for a second. A belief is just a thought that you think over and over again. The law of life is the law of belief. A belief is a thought that we think over and over again. So the law of life, the way that we believe is by repeating what we want to ourselves over and over and over again. And I promise you, if you do that for 2 or 3 weeks and you're repeating it and you go back to, I don't believe this is going to work, it won't work. It won't work. You got to stay consistent. We have to be the Colonel Sanders. We have to be the Sylvester Stallone. They don't give up. They keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And if you keep doing it, you will get the result. I promise you. But you'll see that anytime you haven't gotten a result in your life, you've gone back to the same thing. This isn't going to work. You've gone back to saying things in your mind that weren't going to support you in getting what you wanted. Back to the book, point 10 summarizes the whole thing, which is change your thoughts and you change your destiny. From now until next week, just pay attention to the thoughts that you're thinking and notice, are the thoughts that I am thinking leading me to the destiny that I currently have? And the answer is yes, it is. Do you want to change your destiny? Do you want to change your results in life? Do you want to change what you're experiencing? The way to do that is to change your thoughts. And the only way you're going to change your thoughts is by practicing. I know you hear me say these same things over and over again, and you're going to continue to hear me say it over and over again. And the reason I'm doing that is because I am programming your subconscious mind. You need to hear this over and over and over again so that ultimately you're going to get the results that you want. That's it for this week. I will see you in the next episode. By the way, below, you'll see there's an option to buy us a cup of coffee that helps support the show. We appreciate it. And we wish you a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Practice, practice, practice. You will get better at this as long as you keep practicing. Have a wonderful day.